every district has
Right.
published 5-year or long-term goals.
Right, there's 6-year comprehensive plans, yes. Is Montessori mentioned in ours?
The Montessori is not part of the comprehensive plan, but they narrow it down to 2 goals, about 2 goals. So they don't envision, a multitude of goals that the district could work on. So no, it's not in the comprehensive plan.
All right, all right.
It is it's something that sets our school district apart from others. And it's a quality program.
That sounds like an endorsement to me.
I'm stuck. It is a quality program. I don't want to come back here again though. This is going to be, it's not fair to the kids or the parents or the teachers.
And this year, we can guarantee that those quality teachers will be rolled into next year's planning.
We have open spots for all.
So those quality teachers are going to still be here in this district.
And I would echo what Mr. Pike said, that he feels that the Montessori Regional Charter School is a good school. So I would say that if this program is eliminated, I highly encourage you to continue with the Montessori education that you guys so strongly believe in, wherever you can get that. So if that means going to the Montessori Regional Charter School, I would recommend you do that. Because I don't want to see this program cut, but I can see the vote right now. So that's going to cost us money. You guys have provided us those figures over and over again, but I would encourage you, because it is a good program, and hopefully they'll have a new facility.
Just to add to what I had said before, if you don't mind, about the 13,500, 400 school districts. In the state of Pennsylvania, there are only 5 public school districts that have a Montessori program. There's only 5. We're one of them. The other 3, 2 are in the Philadelphia area, one of them's in Pittsburgh. They're standalone units. In other words, they have their own building, they have their own students, so on and so forth. Their enrollment is substantially larger than ours. The only exception is, I think it's Gettysburg, whose total enrollment is less. But they do have more in the Montessori program. What Mr. DePlacido was saying, getting back to that, is we have to look at a variety of different students. And as Mrs. Reese said, we have to attend to certain needs and certain abilities, so on and so forth. When times are good, it's something that was a good program. It's still a good program, but now that the money's a little tighter, you have to balance. And for me, I always go back to the 18,500 households that don't have kids that are paying for all of this. For me, they get a say in how these education dollars are spent.
Anybody else?
I just, as we're voting, a yes vote is to cut, a no is to keep it. Is that correct?
The motion on the floor is to
Right.
eliminate.
Just to cut it.
Just to cut the program, but a yes vote is to cut it?
Yeah,
Okay, just want to clarify.
not partially.
Right.
Yeah. Any more discussion? Okay, we'll take a roll call.
Mr. Aliota,
No,
Mr. Pesco,
Yes.
Mr. DePlacido,
Yes.
Mr. Hosford,
Yes.
Mr. Kabilka,
No.
Ms. McClintock,
Yes.
Mr. Pike,
Yes.
Mr. Pitzer,
Yes.
and Ms. Reese.
No.
That is 6-3.
Okay, with that, we still need to decide what we want to do with the tax increase. Whether you want to continue to look at raising to the index, or you want to find something between the $1 million, which again is about a 1% increase, up to the Act 1 index, which is about 2.9. I think, Mike, you asked the question, can we go somewhere in between? I think we can go anywhere you want to go with that.
Well, I was hoping we could go up an additional $5 to save for Montessori, but Montessori's gone, so I'm not going to vote for any tax tax increase since we eliminated the Montessori. That's just my feelings.
I think that, one of the biggest things that we need to consider when we look at a tax raise and how much of the tax raise is, are we comfortable with that 1.8 aggressive type thing? Or should we go back to conservative? We've had a couple good, we've had years here that, you know, we're starting to recover, we're starting to come back, we're starting to get money in some of the programs. And I think if we're not sure, in my mind, if I'm not sure that I can have $800,000, that we're just saying that, okay, we're going to be aggressive and not say that we're going to use it. I'm not myself, I'm not comfortable with it.
And again, can I clarify the numbers? If we go conservative, it's $40 per 100,000. If we go this aggressive, it's $15 per 100,000.
Correct.
All right.
Now, again, since,
Wait a minute.
well, let me go through that, because we did vote to eliminate this program, so, and again, I think I said this in the email, if you're concerned about the aggressiveness here, these two, which you didn't really have before, we were contemplating the Montessori all along, it's about $630,000 there. Your difference here is about $800,000, so there's somewhat of a cushion there. But again, yes, it's a little aggressive. So you could look at the 1 million and say, oh, we want to go to 1.5 or something, which again is not, you're still not going to the index, you're going somewhere in between.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Sorry to interrupt.
That's all right.
The index is 1.6.
Percent? Yeah,
We're at the
it's-
1.5.
It'd be 1.5 now.
1.5, because assessment always
Okay,
drops.
so
And
that's,
they're always changing.
so that's the real number
Yeah, rough
for,
for.
that we know today. Okay, so the 1.5 versus 1. Or.
I would prefer not to go to the index.
You're breaking up, I can't hear.
Okay, we're just thinking here, Lou, not much is being said.
I said I would prefer not to go to the index, so I think it's been said so far.
Could go at half instead of the full, go half, like $20 instead of 40.
Could do that.
Because they-
That's the $5 increase, kind of,
If you're
Michael
still,
said.
So essentially, a 1% is a half, a million. If,
And it's all based on conservative versus
Aggressive.
aggressive. I know how I run my business in my household, so I'm with you on that.
I mean, if somebody, to me, it's between 1.5, which is the index, and something plus a little less. Or no, we're going to have some sort of.
I'd like to go in between the two, with the halfway point in between the 1.6 and the 1.
1.3.
It's 1.5 now,
Right.
the index is 1.5, based on new numbers.
Right.
So,
Kind of go halfway between the conservative and the aggressive
What do you-
approach.
Why don't we just say, why don't we just say, we want to raise taxes this much? $15 a household, $20, 18, and then he can go back and recalculate the percentage and how much it is and all that. And we would do that for the next meeting, come forward and say, okay, the tax increase, this much money, it's this percent, it equates to this much.
I would actually prefer to say, why don't you give me a dollar value where you want me to raise the
Right.
taxes
Right.
at?
we need dollar
And
values.
when I can go back and play with the numbers and say, this is what it's gonna end up turning out. At that point in time, I have to bring you the preliminary, or not preliminary, proposed final anyhow, that shows the rates on that PDE form 2028. So if you give me a dollar value and you say that all that's gonna be eliminated as well, that gives me the direction for which I need to go to in order to get a proposed final created to be approved, which allows us to get our tax bills out, or still